We are live for day 13 of our YouTube challenge. We are tasting a different Canadian wines every day until we hit 1,000 subscriber. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the bell below, subscribe, join us in our adventure of discovering Canadian wines across the country every day. So welcome. Day 13, we are going back to Niagara region on Niagara Escarpment on the very single vineyard that we have talked about before. So, a single vineyard Chardonnay from the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard. We talked about the Kelson block a few days ago. Now we're going to the Frontière block, a completely different side of the Grimsby Hillside. 100% Chardonnay, my very favorite kind of grape, and the one that I think that Canada does the very best. If you ask me, because we had that conversation yesterday about red grape, what is if Cap Franc might be the best red grape varietals in Canada. In my book, on the white side, there's absolutely no doubt about it that Chardonnay is the most prolific grape growing across Canada, from one ocean to another, from Nova Scotia, the Big Fundy, what grows outstanding Chardonnay for sparkling wine, across Niagara, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Niagara Escarpment with different profile, outstanding single vineyards, all the way down to British Columbia in the Okanagan Valley, especially in the Garnet Valley around Summerland, around Okanagan Falls, where is one of the mecca of Chardonnay. The Similkameen makes great Chardonnay, and all the way to Vancouver Island. So believe me, I truly believe that Chardonnay is the very greatest grape grown in Canada. And today we're going to have single vineyard, single block Chardonnay made by Jeff Moot, a small garagist type of winemaker that I know from is outstanding production of sparkling wine at Divergence Wine, and got a box arrive in the mail today. I was so excited that this wine here went straight from the box to my very desk upstairs in the recording studio. Why? Because a new Chardonnay, especially single vineyard Grimsby Hillside. Sorry, I can't wait long any longer. So I wanted to taste it right away here tonight, live with you guys. So Jeff Moot, winemaker, makes his wine under the Collab banner and produce their wines at Mary Nissen Winery, a wine that we've tasted maybe last week. A great group of small producer highlighting some very specific plot of vineyard block, single vineyard across Niagara. So look at that little beauty. This is brand new from Jeff. New label, new line. So Grimsby Hillside Frontière Block. If you've been following Carl's Wine Club, you know about Thomas Batchelder, the man who helped map Niagara one vineyard at a time from east to west. Thomas has been exploring Grimsby Hillside for years, and he even has two Chardonnays from Grimsby Hillside, the Frontière Block, and he also has Red Clay Barn, which is one side of the Frontière Block. I'm expecting from this baby here, I'm expecting something mineral, something like seashell, like minerality. So I am really excited. No, don't have a ton of technical information about that Chardonnay. And you know what? I don't give a crap because it's a good Chardonnay from Grimsby Hillside. I will figure it out myself. Let's dig here. Which vintage is that? Hey, let's look at it because 2023 vintage. And oh, smells good. Nice, beautiful golden color. Oh, that's nice, creamy lemon meringue type of smell. You know, that wild ferment type of smell that I really, really love. If you ask me what is my very favorite vineyard in Niagara, especially Niagara Escarpment, well, there's a few Niagara on the Lake as well because the Stonebridge Vineyard was my very, very favorite. But then on the 20 Mile Bench, it's really my sub appellation of choice for spectacular Chardonnay, like Dobbin Estate produced on the 20 Mile Bench. Black Bank Hill produced amazing Chardonnays. Thomas has 3 or 4 Chardonnay from the 20 Mile Bench. Lots of wineries uh, produced from the 20 Mile Bench. The vineyard that I personally love the most in terms of Chardonnay on the 20 Mile Bench is the Wismer Foxcroft. And this vineyard here, the Grimsby Hillside, stand right below the escarpment in the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation. And I believe that there's some residual coming down the escarpment with the rain and the winds and all of that, like at top of the mountain here, like things goes down. There's some similarity between the Lincoln Lakeshore Chardonnay, especially on the Grimsby Hillside, because it's right on the foothill of the escarpment. So some similarity here. And oh, the nose is an absolute beauty. Hint of floral, like jasmine, white flower, but that really classic wild ferment. A little bit of caramel, a little bit of meringue, that lemon, the sweet lemon, the little white peach as well. That nose is absolutely beautiful. A little bit of oak. Mm, hmm This is definitely a spectacular wine. Holy smut on the finish. Beautiful chalky finish. Saline as well. Saline, chalky, lingers, a little bit of white spice as well. So I jumped straight to the finish because it really, really hit me. But nice texture, soft and creamy and silky texture. I would say probably what 25% new oak in there, maybe. Definitely, probably barrel fermented. I'm fairly sure this is 100% barrel fermented. Texture is absolutely outstanding. Mm, mm. I believe that this one has just been released. Like I said, from front to finish, we got that rich, sweet, um, sweet citrus component right at the forefront, moving to a little bit more of a orchard fruit on the mid palate, where you find a perfect weight for Chardonnay. This is 13.5, 13.5% alcohol, which is to me sometimes like just a little above my wheelhouse in terms of alcohol percentage. But you know what? This is really well integrated. There's no spike of heat, like there's no like hot alcohol component in there. No, this is perfectly well balanced. I love the acidity level, who keeps everything lifted, especially on the mid palate and the forefront, which is developed with that amalgam of like that sequence of beautiful spice leading up of a white pepper and that barrel spice as well who shows up. Again, I don't have that very specific technical information on the spec sheet here about which kind of a barrel program that Jeff used, but definitely a little bit of new oak in there. Definitely fermented in oak with indigenous fermentation. And what I mean by that, it's The winemaker doesn't use industrial yeast to kick off the fermentation or to keep going the fermentation. Everything is from the ambient air using open top fermenter, and like everything is created with the environment. So 100% of the grapes are coming from the Frontière Block vineyard on in the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard on the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation in Niagara. Personally, my very favorite place in the country to grow and make Chardonnay. The Niagara Escarpment at its own, just below the 20-mile bench in the Lincoln Lakeshore, the Grimsby Hillside, one of the very best spots. And I mean, I tasted the Frontière Block from Thomas. I think I even have a bottle right here next to me somewhere. This is Wismer. Anyway, long story short, I recognize that snappy, snappy finish of the Grimsby Hillside, something more on the mineral side, seashells, salinity, um, and chalky type of finish. Wow, an absolute beauty. I give this wine at least a 93 point. I don't have the price point here. If it's a wine around the $40 mark, this is absolutely worth it. No brainer about that. Now, I can't confirm the price right away, but I'll tell you, this is a premium style Chardonnay. I wouldn't mind to pay $60 for that. Not at all. I'll be very comfortable. Even at 60 bucks, this wine worth a 93 plus. I think I'm leaning more for a 93 plus. There's a beautiful complexity, especially with the finish, the long lingering finish, spice, oak spice, wild ferment melt, like blending very well with the minerality component of that wine. And I love the richness on the mid palate. Richness, but not heavy. So extremely well balanced Chardonnay. One more sip before I let you go. But if you have a chance to get your hand on Divergence wine, which is made by Jeff Moot in Niagara, please, they do it, like, don't miss that chance. These are made in very small batch. It's extremely rare. By the way, if you haven't subscribe to Carl's Wine Club. That's what we do. We search for some of the rarest wine in Canada, some of the best wine in Canada, and this is the poster child of that. Holy smoke, this is so very good. I love that. One more sip before I let you go. Mm. I will put the price in the comments in a few minutes, but yeah, 93 plus points. Uh, an absolute stunner, a beautiful Chardonnay. So I'll put more information below. This is our day 12, day 13 of our challenge, tasting a different Canadian wine every single day until we hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, just click the bell below. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That's what we do. We taste over 2,000 Canadian wines every single year. And we're trying to put the spotlight on these small, passionate winemakers, winery owners who highlight the wonderful terroir of Canadian wines. And this Chardonnay, trust me, it's an absolute beauty. That might go on my wine of the year list. The excitement is really high here. Holy smooth. I love that so much. So, Grimsby Hillside Vineyard, the Frontière Block. So single block, single varietal Chardonnay from Niagara Escarpment, just below the Escarpment on the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation from the 2023 vintage. So if you like what you're seeing, keep following us, and we'll be back tomorrow for day 14, which is mean 2 weeks of daily Canadian wine tasting. We'll be back with a different live and half an hour time because we are going to taste 12 different Marinissan wine because it's going to be our weekly feature here at Carl's Wine Club next week. And I'm going to taste the entire lineup available, which is an amazing blend of value wine versus collectible wine. And that's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned for the next show right after. So thank you very much, wine lover, and we'll see you next time.